Hi everyone, and happy Easter for those of you celebrating Easter this time of the year. Today I want to give you a special video which I've been trying to make for quite a while now, and today I'm going to show you not one, not two, not three, but 5 ways to smell different. You don't need to be a fragrance expert or a fragrance collector to realize that 2 people or 10 people smell the same. Invictus, Invictus, Sauvage, Sauvage. Even if you are new to fragrances and you don't know any of these fragrances I've mentioned, you only need to have a nose to realize that this guy and this guy smell the same. Would I want to smell like them? Or would I want to smell different, more unique, draw more attention on me? So let's start. Let me show you the ways. How to smell different, number 5. It's probably the most obvious one, but also probably one of the most expensive ways. Instead of walking into a designer fragrance store, well, you go and walk towards a niche fragrance store. What is a niche fragrance? It is a fragrance made by a company which is only focused on making fragrances. Therefore, these guys are supposed to know what they're doing, and most of the time the niche fragrances are better in quality, are better in smell, and are better in performance, which is also an important factor when it comes to smelling different, because if other people don't smell you, you don't smell different, right? Paying too much for a niche fragrance is not always the case, because there are some niche houses which are quite affordable. Maybe you have always wanted to get yourself a niche fragrance. Maybe you don't have one yet. Maybe it's time to push those extra dollars to get that niche fragrance, especially if you want that unique and different smell. How to smell different, number 4. Now this time, guys, you will walk towards the designer store, but instead of checking out the best seller, yeah, some of these fragrances are stellars, but what am I trying to say is that instead of paying attention to the best sellers, try to give some attention to the more unpopular fragrances, because some of these, even though they are not popular, are very good. For example, I have with me L'Instant de Guerlain. This is an outstanding fragrance. Gorgeous smell, different, unique. And you know what? I'm not even able to find this masterpiece in the stores anymore. There are a couple of retail stores who are still selling this, but in general, I was only able to find it online. But for you who want to smell different, this is a positive aspect, because the people that are looking to buy a fragrance and go into a retail store will not be able to find this one, which you, my friend, are going to purchase online. How to smell different, number 3. Guys, have you ever walked into a pharmaceutical store or naturist store where they usually sell more natural products, plant-based pills, plant-based shampoo? Well, these kind of stores are also selling more natural smelling fragrances. It's like I just walked into a garden of flowers, guys. So another way to smell different is by walking into these kind of stores and checking out their fragrances. And not many people are wearing natural smelling fragrances. How to smell different, number 2. Well, guys, this is similar to the number 6 one, meaning that you can get the niche kind of smell by paying less. And here I'm talking about fragrance clones. While many of you guys which pay tribute to the niche houses and to the creators in general might find this method unorthodox, for the rest of the guys who don't want to spend so much money on a fragrance but still want to get a unique and good quality smell, the clone houses and the clone fragrances are a viable option. Now, don't get me wrong, because it happened during time in my videos, people misunderstood fragrance clones to be mistaken with fake fragrances. Fake fragrances are supposed to trick people into thinking they're buying the legit thing, the original thing. The bottle, the design, the writings on the bottle, almost everything is supposed to look like the original. No, fragrance clones are fragrances made by a legit brand which is on the market, which has stores, which has different bottles, different names, but the juice inside is very inspired by more popular fragrances. And it happens that these clone houses are also making fragrances inspired of niche fragrances, which can get you a very one-of-a-kind, very different, very unique smell. How to smell different? Number 1. Well guys, this method is for the ones that really want to push their budget to the limits. And here I'm talking about discontinued fragrances. Now these fragrances, which have been discontinued for quite some while now, their prices have gone crazy. But if you think it's worth paying that much to get a very unique smell, because it's a smell that you won't find on the market anymore. Some very few people are selling these fragrances. But again, this method will guarantee you that unique smell. And if you're also a fragrance collector, it's probably worth it. Okay, guess we are done here, right? Not yet, guys. I have a bonus way of smelling different. This method is not that different from the fragrance clones method, because the brands that are making this kind of fragrances are also making clones, but they are in a different form. Talking about fragrance oils. And this method, guys, is probably the most affordable method of smelling different. It's basically the quality of a fragrance clone, only in an oil form. And you know what's the great thing about fragrance oils? Is that you can get oils that smell like discontinued fragrances. You know, the fragrances I just talked about that cost hundreds of dollars. You can get them very, very cheap. And you know what that means? It means that you're going to smell unique for a very low price. And that was it, guys. I'm sure that if you're looking to smell different, one of these ways I've presented to you will get you that unique smell. Because I have shown you ways of smelling different for any type of fragrance lover. Even if you're not a fragrance lover, you can still smell different. Even if you don't have the budget to smell different because you have to buy an expensive fragrance, don't worry, there are cheaper ways, and I've shown them to you. Unique or not unique, different or smell like the rest. Until the next video, guys, just keep smelling great.